back in November at the Reality Town Show, my friend David and I did a mini podcast interview. This is a follow up and a much longer in depth podcast podcast episode about Reality Ministries that started in Durham in 2007, and it has expanded over time. And on my podcast, we have the pleasure of hearing from someone who started at Reality when it was a much smaller group than it is now. David, you can introduce yourself. Huh?
Okay, my name is David Sitzer. I am from Spokane, Washington, where I currently am sitting, but I spent many years in Durham and working at Reality Ministries. I was there from, let's see, I moved to Durham in 2008 and started working at Reality Ministries 2010, 2011, and then moved back to Spokane in 2019. And a big part of that was to start Side by Side, which is essentially like the little sibling to Reality. We started a new community here with the same principles and mission and spirit as Reality Ministries here in Spokane. And so that's a very little bit about me. And I'm happy to be here talking to Kenneth.
Thank you, David. Yes, we are definitely very excited to have you here on my podcast. I was going back to what's your favorite memory with Reality Ministries? Huh?
Oh yeah, there's so many. I don't know if you feel the same way, Kenneth, but I feel like there's a new great memory every week. I remember so my wife Kelly and I, we have 3 kids, and when we had our first child, his name's Charlie, and I just remember how excited everybody at Reality was that Charlie was born, and I remember the first time we brought him to the Reality Center, he was just a couple weeks old. Uh, I remember DeCarlo Holmes, if you know DeCarlo, he was his typical usual enthusiastic self times 100. And he, he was like, "Oh my goodness, that is a good baby." And okay, there's this one. We did the talent show for 1 year at the Hayti Heritage Center, and Sloan Meek was about to perform, and they had a lift instead of a ramp, so we had to use a lift to get up on stage, and the lift like wasn't working. And in the meantime, the intro music for his performance like was this really intense kind of like showdown type of music, very intense, and we had to just keep playing it while they figured out the lift, and the energy in the room just got more and more and more intense, and there was a smoke machine, and so it just felt extra dramatic, and finally Sloan burst onto stage, and the smoke machine and the music, and everybody just went crazy. So that was pretty fun.
Thank you. Yes, and definitely something that I do love about Reality Ministries is yeah, because is that it is an accepting community where all are welcome, and where it is an intentional community.
Yeah, I totally feel the same way. I mean, I was just chatting with someone about how we strive to be a community where there is no above and below, but rather side by side.
No, thank you. I definitely love the side by side how that's become. Definitely share about the business of side by side. Yeah.
Sure. Well, I mean, the seed was really planted when I was still at Reality Ministries. Honestly, it was almost like kind of half joking at first, like, "Oh, I should go start this back in Washington." At one point, Susan and Jeff McSwain came over to our house, and we just sat down and had dessert, and they're like, what if we did it? What if we made it a real thing? Like, what if we stopped just kind of casually throwing it around and really sent you to start a new thing, a new reality? That was sort of the everything changed after that. We started really seriously considering it, and praying about it, and so we laid a lot of the groundwork when I was still in Durham, like some of the logistics of starting a nonprofit. A guy named Ryan Shelley was a fellow that year, reality fellow, and he was from Washington. And I asked, "Are you interested in coming back and helping with this?" And he said, "Okay." So it was just really neat to see the confluence of people that really helped make it happen. So then I moved back. I moved away from Durham in September of 2019, back to Spokane. Our first side by side gathering was just a handful of people, probably 12 people in a living room having tacos on a Taco Tuesday. And just that was the start. Just people who are interested in a different kind of community. And then it just kind of slowly built from there.
Definitely, I definitely am glad that it's been able to grow. And in the past couple years, I'm very glad about the growth of intentional communities. I like to say it's been a pleasure having my friend David on the podcast today. You'll get to see the video from the talent show and listen to this full clip of Kenneth and David from reality. Stay tuned as we send you some exciting content from both reality and side by side.
I'm honored to be on. Thank you so much, Kenneth. And it was a treat to chat with you.